you said that they were going to the parties and others. They were taking alcohol, they were going to do ladies or talk about the story or the condition of the young people.
And the young people in Switzerland, unfortunately, the zina is very, became something normal. There's a lot of alcohol as well. People are quite far away from the Islamic way of life.
They were taking drugs or other things?
Oh, no, especially some, yes.
Some people were using it. So what was the main purpose in the life of the young people in Switzerland?
I think what's the problem with a lot of the young people in Switzerland, maybe even myself before, and probably in many countries, is you don't realize the purpose of life. People think maybe their purpose of life is just eating, drinking, going to work, maybe go on holiday one time in the year, but they don't realize why we are living, why we are in this world, what we are doing here, why has Allah created us. Some people are so thinking about this life that they can't even think about who created us, what's our creator, what's the purpose of this life. And that, I think people are start thinking about the dunya and don't think enough about the real purpose of our existence, what can come after death. People don't even think about it.
You said that you were believing God. If you had any discussions with your friends about God and others, Christianity, did you talking sometime?
Yeah, I was speaking a lot with my friends about God, about some Muslim friends would talk to me about Islam. I started reading the Bible as well and reading things, and I would answer with them, and I would find out that in most things we would agree. I would read the story of Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, Hazrat Isaac, Hazrat Dawood alayhi salam, and I would find out with my Muslim friends who had that it was about the same, and we had the same beliefs. And I think maybe for 2-3 years before I became a Muslim, I already had most of the belief of Islam. I think already that I had the La ilaha illallah, and what was missing in me was the Muhammad Rasulullah that I didn't really understand and know about before.
You are working in a Switzerland company, construction company. How's your relation? How's your business, and how's your relation with your colleagues?
I'm working now in construction company. We do mainly working in renovation of old houses, and it's going well. It's a job I like. It's going well with the colleagues, the work. Everything is good.
So what was your information about Islam before converting to Islam?
The information I had about Islam before I converted, there was some of it from my friends, but my friends as well were young and didn't really know that much about Islam. They know a little bit. And sometimes I started reading on the internet. What touched me a lot was Dr. Zakir Naik, Sheikh Yusuf Estes, these people really talking about what is Islam truly and what makes it different from the other religions. Because you can think, okay, I believe in God, I'm Christian, I'm Muslim, it's no difference. But what touched my heart is when Dr. Zakir Naik he showed the difference between the belief of Christianity, the belief of Islam. He showed that the Bible, if you follow the Bible, what is written in it, not what they made later or what they changed, it will lead you to Islam anyway. Because in the Bible it says many times, your God is one. You must believe in one God. Pray to your God. Give sacrifice for your God. And all that only brings you to Islam. And I think that Dr. Zakir Naik showed that very well, and it touched my heart when I looked to his videos on YouTube and on internet. In my old life, I did have things I did that I wouldn't do now again, but unfortunately I did that are haram, and I ask Allah to forgive me for what I did in the past. I wasn't a very big alcohol drinker. I wasn't using drugs, but it happened. I had alcohol from time to times, and I saw with certain bad experiences with alcohol that made me understand why alcohol is not permitted, and I see as well some experiences with the ladies as well before, and I understand now with Islam. I understand that it's much purer, much cleaner to have only in marriage, to stop zina, to not like mix in any way between men and ladies. It's cleaner for the man, cleaner for the woman. You know, when you'll find a wife, she will have a clean past, you will have a clean past, and you will really have like your intimity together, and people before would not have been in it. With take back a bit after just. What is cleaner with Islam for the relationships between men and women being only in marriage is that, as well for the man, if you have only one wife in your life, she's the only one that you saw, she's the only one you had, it would keep a better marriage, because you can't compare with what you had before, saying, no, I had her before and she was better, I had her before, she was better. You have only one wife, so you're happy with what you have. Like, imagine if everyone dressed like applying to the Sharia, for example, you would be happy with how your wife looks, and because now you see like on the posters, you see some women undressed with, let's say, body that you would prefer to your wife's one, and you would feel some frustration saying, why is my wife too fat? Why is my wife this or that? While if you wouldn't have seen anything else before, you would be happy. You would say, Alhamdulillah, I'm happy with how my wife is. And that, I think, is something that changes a lot with Islam compared to the others.
Okay, brother, what's changed in your heart and in your life when you convert to Islam?
Ever since I came to Islam, I feel like I know why I'm living. I know why I'm on this world. It happened before I would even ask myself, is the life a dream? Are you dreaming, or are you really living? Or strange things, strange questions, because you didn't know what the purpose of life is. Now, with Islam, really, there's none of these questions to ask myself. With Islam, you know the purpose of your life. I know the straight path. I know the results of following it or getting away from the straight path. And really, Islam brings in your life the tranquility of the heart, because you know you got the answer to all the questions you would ask yourself with Islam. You know why God created you. You know why you are on this earth, and you know where you can go after you die. And that's very important to feel calmer in the heart and feel better in the heart.
Your behaviors are changed to the people, to your family and others?
My behavior changed a lot since I came to Islam. I think, like, I was never like a very bad kid to my family or like that. No, but I still came better once I converted to Islam. I know sometimes I used to be, not very much, but a bit an arrogant person, and that went down very much with Islam as well. I used to like show off a little bit and all that in my attitude and the way I was, and that, I think, Alhamdulillah, changed a lot ever since I've converted to Islam.
How your family accepted, how they acted to your Islam, converting to Islam, your family, sister?
My family accepted well that I converted to Islam, Alhamdulillah. I didn't have any problems with that. The hardest thing, I think, for me was going to my father and my mother and told them I changed religion. I didn't know how to say it to them. And it happened that I had the books about Islam that they gave me at the masjid, and I kept them next to my bed. And like, that made it really easy, because my father went in my room and saw these books. And one day I sit down and he asked me, my son, what is it that you're reading about Islam? Why is it? So it's like what was blocking me from telling him that I became Muslim, he asked me. So I told him, and alhamdulillah, I didn't have yet problems. He didn't accept Islam yet, but inshallah it will come one day. With my sister, I told her, my sister, I didn't really have problems telling her. And with my mother, it took a little bit longer, but one day we was in the car, it was the Christmas day, and we was in the car and she found a book as well about Islam that I kept in my car. She saw it, she said, like, why do you have that book? But not in a bad way, just with curiosity, telling me, why do you have this book? And I said, like, because I changed my religion, I'm Muslim now. And she said, oh yeah. She stayed a bit shocked, but didn't take it badly, alhamdulillah. I didn't have really problems in my family. The hardest thing, I think, is showing them that Islam is the truth. That's the hard point you have, is really convincing them, showing them the right way. Calling them to Islam is harder, but they accepted my entrance in Islam with no problem.